Nick Gidley King. How are we today?
Hello. Amazing.
Just a quick interview about your journey, where you've come from, where you started, and now where you're at. Can you just give us a rundown on your journey to where you are now?
The journey, man, it's a long journey. It's a big journey, and there's a lot of kind of steps that have taken for me to get to where I am. A lot of career things and a lot of personal journey things that have come across my life. But I don't know, to give it to skim it all down, essentially.
Just give me the whole story.
He wants all the goods.
Just give us the whole story, as many quotes as I can possibly get.
All right, man. Yeah, look, so I left high school. Well, I can go even earlier than that. So throughout high school, I was always entrepreneurial mindset. You know, I loved business. My family was all in business. I definitely saw myself doing things like that. I had no idea what, but I always knew there was that pathway to go down. And about halfway through year 11, I actually found a passion and love for poker. You know, just playing cards, Texas Hold'em, and I literally fell in love with it. And that was my first kind of realization of finding, happiness through an external thing. And I really took poker on board at that in that year. And I pretty much dropped all my ATAR courses. I made that conscious decision, which was a pretty big decision because, following that journey to go to university, I was doing very well in high school, studying business, accounting, economics. And I was self-aware enough to know that conforming to something that isn't your true passion and true path wasn't the right thing for me. And I found what I loved and I just went for it. So I did that out of as soon as I finished high school, I started playing poker professionally. I fully took it on board. I took a capital of money and started playing it 7 days a week with a good friend of mine, Jackson. Shout out to him, who's still playing poker professionally to this day. Just one big giant journey of trialing and erroring that. And things went well, things didn't go well. And that was the journey I had to learn when it came to money. And this was like the first big step of me learning something super important coming into like adulthood out of high school. And that was the value of money.
What drew you into poker? You've went through, like I said earlier, I went through Instagram just to get a gauge of what's happening. And you're very, very successful in that. What drew you into it?
Well, the funny thing, I can remember literally the exact moment. So it was one day, it was probably around year 10, I'd say, year 9 or year 10. And, my dad, obviously.
Yeah.
My dad, good old Philly boy, he came home one day, out of the blue, like this was just a random day after school. And he comes to me, my brother, and my sister, and he goes, "Here you go, guys. Here's $100 note," and gives us, a nice greenie. And that was probably like the first time I'd really kind of had $100 bill in my hand, and that just fascinated me. I was like, where'd you get this from, man? Like, he goes, "Oh, I just won a big poker tournament at the casino." I'm like, "Oh, what the hell, poker? Like, you won money? How much money did you win?" And he cashed in a big tournament for something like $35,000, and that.
Far out.
And yes, that's driven towards money, and poker is a very monetary driven game, but it was it wasn't more so the money. It was the fact of he made money from a game. That's really what clicked to me, and it just, from that moment, it spiraled my interest into the actual art and strategic understanding of the game of Texas Hold'em and poker. And then from that moment on, I started hosting home games, and I started hosting home games for a lot of people that you may know from our high school, And we pretty much had like a little mini underground casino going out of my house. So that was kind of the beginning and the love interest of the game, and it led into that.
So, of course, with the positives that come with poker, have you had any knockbacks from it?
100%. The biggest knockback with poker, okay, there's two. The first one was trying to really push past the fact of people's lack of understanding of the game and their judgment towards it is a very, very tough thing when you're trying to get into conversations with people, because understandably to the basic guy, like Texas Hold'em is considered gambling to people.
Yep.
And it's considered equivalent to roulette and all these gambling casino games. And that's the biggest struggle, because it simply isn't. Like, it is a complete mathematical game. Yes, there is chance involved with it, of course. Like, it's all mathematics, though. But there is so much strategic chance and skill within the game that allows it to be a profitable game. Hence why poker isn't against the casino. It's against other players. It's the only game in the casino that is against other players. So that was a bit of a rough journey, because that really tests your self-belief, and you're just like, tests your ego when you're like saying I'm a poker player. But 2, the setback is the fact that poker is literally coincided with money. So it's you can't play poker without money. It's not like you can hustle it on the side and, push for something that doesn't involve money. It is literally, if you have a bad day in poker, not only are you going to have a bad day in poker, but that means negative in your bank account. So it's tough. It's a tough game, because it is just literally money driven. As fun as the game is, a bad day is loss of money and a good day is up in money. So it's kind of like the stock market, It all revolves around money. So that was probably, the bigger tester. When you lose, you lose.
So poker was your first part of your journey, especially in like year 9 and 10, where you were just hosting games, playing games on the side at recess and lunch.
Yeah.
What came after? Like year 10, did something just click to you and just change your life completely? Or?
I don't know I can't really say what exactly it was, but it was the self-realization, because like I said, I was still playing poker all those days, but it never clicked to me like, I want to take this seriously. But something in halfway through year 11, it just I don't know, I might have watched a few videos, I can't specifically say what it was, but it was the self-realization of, I am having so much fun doing this. I believe I am good enough to do this professionally. I'm going to go all in with it. The irony.
I love the pun in that one, but
no pun intended. But that's what it was. I don't know. There wasn't anything specific, man. It was really just a thing that clicked deep within me that was like, this is it. This is all I want to do right now. So why don't I just go for it? And just made that decision. It was just a conscious decision. Yeah.
Nice. So you've had your poker, and now you've gone into becoming a artist manager with Jaycee, as well as making your own podcasts and different YouTube inspirational videos. You did one in about year 10, so you're probably about 2014, say, and it's one of those ones that really snapped to me. What was the inspiration to that one?
Are you talking about the how do you want to live your life?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was good. That actually was in year 12, actually. It was later on in the year.
Okay, yeah.
But it's still a few years ago. Man, there was big inspiration behind that. My journey of year 12 was very, very interesting. I seem very grounded now, but when I was in high school, as you mentioned before this, look, I was a little shit. I was a highly intellectual, driven by ego little shit, and I always thought I was right in every situation. So my journey through year 12 was just, screw the system, screw school. I hated school so much. Like I couldn't stand it, and I hated how the system was run and how teachers were teaching, how kids were feeling and just what was being taught and stuff like that. So I was very anti-school in year 12, which was quite funny. And I tapped into this real creative mindset when I was over in year 12, and I started writing a lot. And I started speaking a lot. Like, if you ask kids who I went to high school with, it was on the Gold Coast, I used to just, start conversating with, like, multiple kids inside math class and stuff, and just preaching, just positivity and, like, how to push for your dreams and stuff like that. I was always on that. And towards the end of the year, this message was just building within me. It was coming from a higher source. I was tapped in. It was coming from deep within. And it was this giant message of, I just wanted to give everyone who I have met and my energy is met with across all schools that I've been to, for when they leave high school, a message to just give them perspective, like to really give them perspective of the doors that are out there. And it's not just this one-way path of go do this, go do that. Like, you have a choice. And that really resonated with me. And that entire message, how do you want to live your life, truly resonates with me, because it's a question that just isn't really asked that much in like our society. And I just really wanted to come across with a message that would open their minds to the opportunity.
So getting the positivity out of people, man. Which I must 100%. Say, I can take very much regulation. I watched that video numerous times. It's in my memories on Facebook and everything. I've shared it, and
that's awesome.
You watch it back and you're like, okay, this is what I need to try and do and try and live my life the best way I possibly can. Now you're doing your artist managing for Jaycee. He's come a long way from where he was at Ocean Reef. Again, he was just like you in a way, and that's why you guys have clicked. What's been the best experience with him and helping him on his journey to where he is today, performing at GTM, going on national tours? Well, he potentially might go on international tours in the future, what he wants to do. What's your inspiration becoming his artist manager?
The inspiration behind it, or our best moment? Like what?
Both.
Both. Okay, so it's a cool little story. So I was living on the East Coast for year 12 and a year after year 12. So the year I left high school, I think it was 2017. Yeah, towards the end of 2017.
2016.
Yeah, 2016. Sorry, that's when I did poker, and I actually moved to Perth. Then I moved back because things spiraled out of control for me. I wasn't in the right headspace. And I was in Gold Coast, and I was in this rut in my life. This was probably one of the lowest lows of my life. You know, addicted to nicotine, smoking cigarettes every day, addicted to alcohol, very negative mindset, just not a good healthy mindset. And I was in this dark place, and all of a sudden, and obviously I still communicated with all the boys. I was still good friends with Jaycee. Me and him chatted a lot. He actually came over to the Gold Coast many times when I was over there. And one night he calls me, and it was towards the end of 2017, and he just calls me, and he was at a party. He was drunk at a party, and he just gave me this. We had a big conversation, and this conversation was so pure and so out of love that it just hit me hard. And it was, man, like, I love you. Like, I really want to take my music to the next level. Like, I'm ready to take this seriously. I don't have much support over here. I don't feel like I have anyone who believes in me and wants to take it to that next level. Would you like to come over, move in with me, and just go for it? And this was the conversation we had, and it was something so spontaneous, so random. I had never ever thought of doing anything like this. I don't even listen to hip-hop music. I listen to Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine. I'm built up on that old school rock, man. And to get pitched to do this, it was like, I don't know, man. I go, I'm down for the idea. I love trying new things. I like testing myself. I think I'm good at communication. All right, what kind of music do you have? Because at this point, he hadn't really released anything. So I wanted to hear. I believed in him. Don't get me wrong. I definitely believed in him. I knew he was capable of it, but I needed proof. He sent me his first release track, which was Fire. He sent the demo to me.
I must say, I've listened to that one track.
I listened to that. 3 minutes of that. I went, done. And I booked my ticket. And that's how this journey started. And from that, I moved over there at the start of 2018 on the New Year's, literally maybe 2 days before the New Year, just after Christmas. And we have been on one hell of a journey.
Oh, man, I've seen it.
One hell of a journey that I'm so grateful for. It's truly beautiful. And there are so many experiences that I could go over. But, like, big ones would be, like, 100% would be the national tour, like, at the start of this year. Like, there's been a big journey, like, of... we had no idea what we were doing. We are independent. That's
so you went in blind, basically.
We are solely 100% independent. And everything we have done and do is completely us and our entire team, with no external label support or anything like that. So everything we are doing right now had to be learnt on the spot. Running events, running marketing, running adverts, booking of venues, booking events. All of these things that involve under the entire thing that a record label would do, we are literally doing. And shout out to my partner, Julian. He lives in Melbourne. He co-manages Jaycee with me, and we partnered with him towards the end of last year, and that was a big stepping stone for us to take building our team. And yeah, man, just a lot of big things, like just to be able to go from doing hustling shows in our city to then doing Jaycee shows. The national tour at the start of the year was really that next level for us. You know, we completely independently organized that. We booked everything. We ran it all. We did everything to do with that. And we sold approximately, give or take, 50 tickets in each city. We performed Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and then 2 shows in Perth. Unbelievable experience. Like, truly, it was really that kind of defining moment of like this is happening. The young team, the support, the love for Jaycee's music is there. The fact that we can, you know, actually sell tickets in these other cities. So that was a huge experience. And GTM, yeah, unbelievable, man. Like, that next level up for a show, first big music festival lineup, was unbelievable. He was on early in the morning, he opened it up, but you could see the manifestation right there. The crowd engagement, him on stage, the sound quality, The people that came up to us at the end of that, after Jaycee's performance, the respectable people in this industry who complimented Jaycee and, were asking very cool questions. The people we met, were hanging backstage with Hilltop hoods, all their management, just the networking behind it all is just very good sign.
Getting them good contacts for earlier on.
Dude, definitely. It's just 100% a great sign of where this is heading and where this is going to. So, yeah, those would probably be two of the big things that have kind of been like, whoa.
So, would you say that you said you were in that rut when you're in Queensland on the Gold Coast, when many people would think you're in a good spot when you're there?
Yeah.
Do you think that Jaycee has made you, and not so much made you the person you are today, more got you out of that mental health space and become now you're back to being that bubbly personality? You've quit smoking, you've done all that. Do you think he's a good contribution to what's happened and change your whole perspective on things?
100%. Absolutely solely 100%. I would not be here in this perspective, in this headspace, in this energy field that I am today if it wasn't for strongly two specifically, Jaycee and his mum, Jackie. His mum, Jackie, is truly an incredible being. She is a highly, highly evolved, tapped-in spiritual leader. She does workshops across Perth City, empowering humans and empowering women specifically, and her understanding of how to kind of unlift the veil of this under humans' eyes in this world was truly what really helped me, and it absolutely did. Their perspective, their energy, living with them, slowly, step by step, you are who you surround yourself with, and slowly helped me understand myself, understand why I was in this headspace, because there's always a reason. It's just sometimes these reasonings just they're so hard to get, they're so hard to find, because the people around you, usually your family members and friends, don't even know themselves, and they're in the same thing. So yes, it was like I said, this journey in this career has been truly amazing, but the greatest journey of them all has been myself.
Yeah.
And understanding myself, understanding my emotions, my self-awareness, my happiness, my love. That has been the biggest journey. And yeah. Yeah, it definitely has been influenced by Jaycee.
So you do a podcast, which I've mentioned before. Can't remember the name of it.
Oh, it's just, I pretty much just call it, I don't think I actually have a name. I think NGK Discussions is what I have it hashtagged under.
Yeah.
It's just me talking to the camera in my room. Yeah.
Pretty much?
Pretty much it, yeah.
You do your ITV videos all that, and there's some pretty good videos, I must say.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Are those just to give your advice out to other people, or is there a meaning behind it?
It's more so just to express myself within, because I am still a creative. I still feel like I have so much value on the creative side of things, and I just have so much coming through me that I just want to express to people, express to the world. And yes, my videos, like I'm not trying to do anything with, I'm not trying to push them and get 1 million views and promote that I'm a motivational speaker or anything.
Oh, God, no.
I literally just film them and put them up there. And anyone who watches them and anyone who gets any value from them, it means the world to me. And that's it, because I just, like I said in the description of it, I am literally just giving my opinion. Nothing I say is right or wrong. I'm just literally expressing my feelings from the experiences I've had, which I feel like I have quite a numerous amount of experiences, especially for someone at my age, and the knowledge, and same with that. So it's more so just to express my opinions that I feel like can definitely help people. Can definitely help people.
Last question. What are your aspirations for the future? Future can be tomorrow, in 2 minutes' time, or 100 or 50 years down the track. Yeah. What are your aspirations for the future?
Interesting. Look, obviously right now, my pure and utter focus is the music industry and Jaycee, and right now I'm not really thinking anything further than how can I get Jaycee to be the biggest artist in the world, and all my energy is going towards that. But definitely deep down within the back of my mind, there's also the numerous amount of personal things that I'm manifesting and that I will pursue later on in my life, because this is such a beautiful life, and you're never limited to these things. And I know for a fact that within this music industry, I will branch out to other businesses, investing. I absolutely love acting. I have no experience, nothing in that, but I've done 2 little feature art films with Luke Hackett actually, and the feeling I get on those doing that is just truly beautiful and something I definitely want to go down towards. You could, I don't know, that's probably like the only things I'm thinking of right now, but as a whole, as the general goal, my aspirations are to simply live my best life. And by best life, I mean my happiest and greatest self, where I can offer the most value to everyone with no ego. And I just want to be able to help people. I really do. Like that's one thing I've realized. Like even when I'm in these negative ruts in and out of high school, which we all go through, and some hide it better than others and some do this and that. Even when I was in these ruts and these negative kind of fields, the one thing I always knew and always felt deep within is that I always wanted to help people. I never meant any harm towards any, and I always wanted to offer my support, offer my advice, offer my love. So I guess literally if you were to say the end goal of my life, I just want to literally offer as much value to this world as possible and help as many people. And however that can be done, will be done. And that's just trust the process wherever that goes. Like that's it. It's pretty much
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Thank you very much. Your story is amazing. Where you've gone, where you've come from, what you've been through, where you're at today is awesome. Hope you have a good life, good future.
Thank you so much.
And
man.
I'll catch you around. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it,
No
mate.
worries.